Hey everybody, it's me, Greg Miller from Kinda Funny, and you're listening to My Xbox and Me with my son, MC Fixer. That's right, not Mick Fixer. He doesn't like the Mick Fixer thing. Don't say that anymore.
Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 160. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, also known as Corey, alongside the beast from the northeast, Amy. How are you?
Hello.
What is poppin'? How are you? What is up in the world of you? I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages.
We haven't spoke in
No.
a while. Yeah, I always find it weird when we don't speak. It's like a weekly ritual.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like this show's I haven't done it for really long now, because we've moved to recording on Monday. Today we're not recording on Thursday, just due to my own But I feel like I haven't done it in ages. But yeah, I feel like I haven't spoken to you in the longest time. I heard your voice because I was in your stream and lurking for a little bit. But besides that, I'm like, oh yeah, we're just. Are you okay?
We're just passing in the night. Come back.
Yeah. It's weird. But you sort of you get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You get used to doing it over and over again, and then it's like, oh, where's Fix? I haven't talked to him for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So anything new?
Just games.
Anything you can share with us? New games. Fair enough. We can get into that. That's all good. Well, this week's show is brought to you by Words About Games and MC Fixer, of course. If you want the show early, you can head over to patreon.com/MCFixer. Go to YouTube, youtube.com/MCFixer, and subscribe. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So I'd love it if we could get there by the end of the year. That's the goal. So fingers crossed. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and of course, Spotify. And the live show for everyone that is non-Patreon supporters get it on a Friday, usually midnight my time, when I can. If I'm awake, I usually the other night I jumped out of bed Thursday to just put it live, and I was like, that's out of mind, because sometimes I forget to put it live. Because Patreon supporters had it, so then it's like, all right, cool, and they're usually the most vocal. If it's not there, Moody and a few others, but then the non-Patreon supporters that get it on a Friday, if it's not up. I've learned, if it's not up, they don't complain. They're just like, oh, okay, whatever.
It'll be there when it's there. Just
it's
scrolling
up when it's
through
up.
their subscription tabs.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look, Xbox and me.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's just, yeah. Anyway, what's in your box? What have you been playing this week, Amy? What's the number one game you've been playing?
Number one in terms of the length I've played it, or number one in terms of how good it is? It's two different answers.
Ooh. Let's go with length.
Length, Fallout 76.
Wow. Okay.
Is the game I played the most.
Not the answer I was expecting.
In the last week. It sucks.
So...
It sucks, but...
So this, okay, how long have you played it for?
About 12, 13 hours.
Oh, okay, so you got, okay.
Oh, yeah, I went for it.
I was expecting.
I went for it.
Okay, and what sucks about it?
Everything sucks. But do you want a bug
That's
report?
not an
I
answer.
can give you a bug report.
I'd like, I don't really need a report, but I'd like to know, through your experience, what's so bad about it?
I mean, well, technically it's a disaster. In terms of things like bugs, there's some fucking really strange shit I've never seen before in my entire gaming life of 30 years. At one point I was wandering around the wasteland in a building, and everything started going black and white. Not like the whole game. My character lost all of her colour. I noticed because I could see my hands with my gun.
She got sick, that's why.
And then random objects in the scenery. I'd look at it, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But if I turned back around, there's just no colour anymore.
Oh.
I don't know how that happens. I've been racking my brain trying to
bug.
figure out how that's even a thing.
Okay.
So you've got bugs like that. You've got the usual stuff. There's graphical glitches all over the place. Enemies doing T-poses or floating across the floor. I'm sure you've probably seen loads of videos and stuff online because they're everywhere.
What? I haven't seen anything. I've not seen any of the memes or the GIFs or the videos. I don't know. Maybe just the people I follow
Potentially
are not sharing it. Or my theory is there are so many people playing this game that it's not breaking out of its own ecosystem.
Yeah, that could be
the
it.
Fallout fans are playing it, but when you talk about Fallout 4, I'm not a Fallout fan, but I played it. I remember when Ross was on the podcast, obviously, rest in peace. Me and him were just, every week we came back and was like, I did this, and I did that, and I did this, and I did that. And this game was meant to be the big multiplayer, get everybody involved type thing, and I feel like it's totally fall flat on
Fair
that.
enough. To be fair, you're right. I don't know that many people who actually are playing it.
Yeah.
Besides me, like an idiot.
The only two people I know that are playing it currently is you and Risk Taker in my Twitch chat.
Right.
And I was talking to Risk, and he was saying, I said to him, how you finding the game? He's like, I like it. You got to remember, Risk is quite young, so everything. A new game to him, he likes. Cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I like it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, well, that's good. At least you like it. It's like, yeah. I said, I've heard it's quite lonely playing it on your own. You play it with people. It's like, there's no one playing it. Like, no one, you're not playing it, which means most of the people that I influence to them buy games, whether that's if they're good games, maybe I think that's even not even true though in a way.
Games that they would like,
games that they would like to play with me, games that they'd like to play, games they'd like to check out. But yeah, I found that just even in my little tiny community, like I know Stu was like, if you get it, I'll get it. And I think probably would be the same for like someone like Moody and some others, where it's like, oh, you guys have got it. Oh, you guys are having fun. Even if the game is buggy and broken, yada yada, people don't want to miss out on fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I feel like because the negativity around this game, I was like, I'm not touching it. Like, if my game share buys it, I'll play it, but I am not buying this game.
Don't do it, even if your game share buys it. I wish it was just buggy. I wish it was just a case of like in a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whenever, when they fix the like most of the main issues.
Yeah,
I could sit down and be like, now I can enjoy this game. Except I would sit down and be like, this game's still really boring. Shit.
Okay, so what is besides you saying a ton of bugs you've come up against?
Yeah, the frame rates all over the place, obviously, as you would expect.
So how bad's the frame rate? I'm not a frame rate guy, but
incredibly noticeable. Like I would never like bag on a game like 30 FPS locked. Like yeah, whatever, that's fine for me. Like as long as it's stable, I'm not bothered. Like if it dips below, like we're talking like this is worse than PUBG when it came out on Xbox One.
Okay. So it's really bad.
Once you start fighting enemies, it'll freeze for like up to like sometimes it'll stutter, but then there's also times where it'll freeze for like up to 10 seconds at a time. I actually counted once as Airfix just rubs his boobie.
Yeah, so
no, it's fine.
I had my wire was underneath my jumper, and I went to push. I could feel a lump, and I was like, "Oh God!" I thought I was about to have one of those moments, like on the podcast live. I was like, "No, it was just my headphone thing. My bad. Cool. That's on me."
No, it's fine. But yeah, so it's that's bad. You get into it, and there's no NPCs, which we knew going in.
Which we knew.
It's not a good decision at all. You end up following disembodied voices around a lot, so you get all of your quests from holotapes or robots, or the occasional computer voice. And the main quest, for example, is from the overseer of the Vault 76 that you come out of, and like you get a holotape, which is, "Hey, I've gone here, come find me." So you go, "Okay, yeah, come find her," and then she's gone on a journey, all over the wasteland, and you're just following along, getting the holotapes,
just following that,
and it's like a story a kind of cool story happened already, and you missed it.
Yeah, because you're rebuilding the world. You're not part of what had happened.
Exactly. It's like you'll find holotapes all over the place of like survivor stories, or it'll be like, oh, there's this cool, interesting thing that happened already, like, and then like you'll be doing like mop up. But every time you get to the end of a quest, spoiler alert, whoever's talking is dead because there's no NPCs in the game, so of course they're dead.
Well, yeah.
So eventually you just find a corpse in a tent.
And it's the same out. I'm guessing the quests are all the same. It's go here, follow this. Oh, you might get distracted along the way with other people in the world or a giant. I'm not big into all that, sorry. So a giant monster.
Yeah.
Yada yada. Shoot, and then
pretty much
you've ended the mission.
The
tape, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The quests are just awful. They're mostly fetch quests, so it's mostly just go here, pick this thing up, bring it back. Like, give it to a robot, or like... The quests that there were some quests that I had where it was like, you help the mayor of Grafton. The mayor of Grafton is a computer. And you have to go to a water park to turn a pump on. You have to go to a shooting range to pick up 10 bottles because you're clearing it up. Like... There's a quest where it's like a race, and you start off, you push a button, and you have to run 100 meters over there, push another button, come back, push the button.
Yeah.
That's the whole quest. That's the quest.
And the quests are leveling you up?
Yeah, the quests are leveling you up. The quests and the events, which are just basically the same thing, but multiple people can join in. 9 times out of 10, an event is fight off waves of enemies until the timer runs out. Those are the main ways you get XP. I'll be honest, I gave up on doing quests and just started like randomly exploring.
Is that fun at least?
I wish it was. You've obviously played Fallout games.
Yeah.
There are a couple of kind of cool places where, like, there's a building. I can't remember what it's called. It's an industrial building, and they were doing mining. And there's a kind of cool story you can kind of follow as you're exploring by going through these terminals and doing things like you need to print a CV to trick the computer into thinking that you're an executive, so you can get access to the top floor, stuff like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But most of the buildings, they're just there because you need stuff to do, so shooting things, and stuff to pick up, so you can pick up all the junk and build things. And there's no major like story. Whereas I feel like in, say, Fallout 3 or even Fallout 4, every time you went into a named building, there was a story. Like maybe it's an environmental story, but there was something there to sort of give you that reason to go and explore everywhere. But there's not that in most of these places in Fallout 76, which is super strange considering they've decided to remove all of the NPCs. You'd think they would put more of an emphasis on that, but they don't seem to have done that.
So their big thing has always been that this game will change over time. This game will adapt from what players want. This game will become something very different to what it is today. The big argument I keep seeing from people is this should be early access, this is not a finished product, this shouldn't be on market, blah, 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 blah. This definitely shouldn't cost $60, £40, whatever it is, your currency in your world. Is that true? Is that what you think as well? This should be early access, this shouldn't have cost
Definitely.
the price of which it would have cost?
It is early access, it's just not called early access. Even just from a technical standpoint alone, it wasn't ready to be released. Like, you can't play it for a player session without running into multiple bugs and glitches.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
It just sounds like me. I totally wanted this game to be good because I love the concept of the game is an MC Fixer game.
Yeah.
The survival and the exploring the world with your friends and going taking out other people and robbing them and yada yada. But I've heard even that's kind of lame and boring.
PvP's not great. PvP's not been thought through. It's a lot of stuff in Fallout 76 has been made by people who make single player RPGs and are making their first online survival RPG, and they haven't thought some stuff through, and PvP is one of them. So, like, let's say we were both playing, and I saw you, and I decided I want to fight you, and I shot you. I'll do minimal damage to you until you start shooting back. So, like, if I see you and I think you'll be a good person to rob because you look very weak, and I go bang and I shoot you, and then you go, oh, you want to dance, motherfucker, and then you get your power armor out of your inventory and you equip your fucking rocket launcher, and I'm just like, well, I'm fucked. Yeah. Because as soon as you shoot, that's when the damage starts.
That's when it starts.
So you'll do massive damage to me, and I haven't done anything to you.
Okay.
And that is awful. The shooting's really, really, really ropey, and that is in real time.
Yeah, and it's just bad.
The camera jumps all over the place, and it's easier not to use it. And it's an auto-targeting shooting system, so I don't know how they've managed to do that, but...
Lots of problems with Fallout 76, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of problems. That sucks. That truly does suck. What else you been playing?
Battlefield 5 as well.
Yeah, I saw you playing that. Story or just multiplayer?
I've done one of the story missions.
Okay.
Because I'm still waiting. My discs coming today, so I only had access to the trial.
Okay.
I did the one story mission. It was okay. Nothing special about it. I've mostly been playing Grand Operations. I really, really enjoy it.
So explain that to people that if they don't know what it is.
So Grand Operations is the multiplayer mode that takes place over several days. So you'll have day one where you've got the two sides, 32 players each, and you'll have to do certain objectives, but these objectives can change depending on what's happening. So you
ya.
could be trying to hold 2 objectives from the enemy, and if they both fall, you have to retreat back,
Got ya.
further back to the next one, and then hold those. And like the gameplay is fun and everything. You know, it's Battlefield, right? And gameplay is gonna be rock solid.
Exactly.
It's weirdly enough in grand operations, it's the atmosphere of it that keeps me like really, really like in that mode.
Got ya.
Because it feels like you're in a battle. You've got
Yeah.
loads of people, shit's going down all over the place. There's fucking dogfights, there's tanks, shit's exploding. There's always something that you're trying to do. And it feels like more so even than in the single player story that I played, it feels like I'm actually in World War II.
Got ya.
There was a moment where we got shelled because we were trying to dig out some enemies in a house, and they had an artillery cannon that bombed us. And there's one character has been killed, and when you're killed, you lie there for a few seconds to get picked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the character's like voice lines are he's literally like crying out like for like to go home, and then there's another character to the side screaming like medic, medic, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so in this moment right now. Like
That's dope.
Yeah.
It sounds good. So how many hours you got in that roughly?
I've got like 1 hour, so 9 hours I've done.
Oh, okay. Got ya. Okay. See, I really liked what I played in the beta. I've got the trial downloaded, and I went to play it the other day. And I was like, no. And that game for me is so much. I need people to play it with, and if you don't have a squad, I don't know if I can be bothered to even bother with it. Have you found that at all? Are you playing solo? Are you playing with friends? What's the?
I'm playing solo.
I
I know people who play it, so like I'll be squadding up with people over time. But
yeah,
at the minute, if I had a concern for it, it would be like, how long will that atmosphere hold me in? Because it's not really so much the gameplay, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not the gameplay that's holding me in. It's just like I'm still like wowed by this like multiplayer PvP shooter that feels like I'm in story mode.
in war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do. Anything else? I'm sure there's an indie in there somewhere.
Well, I mean, over the last few weeks, I've played a ton of indies.
Got ya.
The Missing, which is by the guy who did play. Do you ever play Deadly Premonition on Xbox 360? Yeah. It's
No.
really strange platformer. Your friend goes missing. That's the name of the game.
Got ya.
While he
Okay,
camping,
yeah.
and it's like a puzzle platformer where your character gets struck by lightning, but then like finds out that she can't die. But
Okay.
not only that, but she could regenerate damage. So like, let's say you run into a spike trap, you lose your legs. You
Got
can
it.
regenerate that, and then just keep going. But you take the game's set up so that you start using that to like solve stuff. So like you can intentionally damage yourself so that your arm comes off, and then like because you need to hit a lamp to drop it to set something on fire. So you pick that arm up and you throw it, and then it knocks it down. It is incredibly disturbing.
It sounds it. Don't sound. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
like
enough.
this character just like you have to set her on fire at certain points, like to use as a light source to get through parts, and like she's just screaming and crying, and it's just like,
But she can't. Yeah. Okay.
what the
Sounds interesting.
fuck? Like, it's great. It's a really great game. It's very good. The story's amazing. I'm not going to spoil anything. It hit home with me very, very personally. But yeah, like, it's harrowing. Only takes about 4 hours to finish as well. So.
Well, let's talk about a game that don't take 4 hours to finish. And I finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Woo!
I did it. I finished the whole game. I finished the epilogue. I have finished it. No
How are you
spoilers.
feeling about that now? Because I think that was the last time we
I'm-
talked, was when we kind of trashed it a little bit.
Started it. Yeah, we just started. How do I feel about Red Dead Redemption 2? Ooh. So it's a loaded question. I think Red Dead Redemption 2, from a world building aspect, graphically, is amazing. The world they've built, the graphics of the game, the interacting with other people and NPCs is some of the best stuff I've ever experienced in a video game. That being said, Red Dead Redemption 2 to me isn't a fun video game. It isn't fun. The things I wanted them to really expand upon, they didn't. The things that I really, really, really wanted to happen in the world didn't happen. There's just lots and lots and lots and lots of little bits about that game that just didn't work for me. We went over it 2 weeks ago, which is the gunplay just didn't work. The realistic horses running into trees didn't work for me. It was just
horses do, right?
The realistic. The game is so realistic, and it all makes sense. I'm not sitting here saying to you it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. It just doesn't make for a fun video game. I found that I was way more frustrated with the game than I was enjoying the game. Maybe that's just me. Each to their own.
It's not just you.
The things I really wanted. There's a certain point in the story that happens, and obviously changes the whole world for the whole game going forward from that point. And it made sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but there's no warning of that. But you know how a video game tells you, it's like, hey, you might not want to do this because
you're about to hit
probably
the point of no return.
You're not going back from that. No warning. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of annoying. So then you come back around, and half of my side missions I can no longer do.
Yeah. And I know you're a side mission guy.
I love side missions, but I very much didn't. There's a storyline that I now will never get to see the end of because I wasn't warned of, which is the Romeo and Juliet storyline, pretty much, of the two. The you know what I'm talking about,
I know
right?
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there was another mission. I got a letter from her, like, "Hey, we need your help, yada yada." So I was like, "All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna plow through this main story first, and I'm gonna go back and get to it because people were spoiling this game left, right, and center."
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get spoiled. Let me just drive through it. I literally streamed for I did 2 8-hour sessions, got through it, finished it in the end. Then went back to check, and I was like, oh, so then you lose. I'm really trying not to spoil it. I'm really trying not to trash it too much. But the camp system in the end makes sense of why it all happens. Have you finished the game at all?
I haven't, no.
Okay. But I put a ton of money into my camp, and it meant nothing.
Really?
Once you have bought everything in the catalog, you are done. That whole cool system that I thought was magic, that to me, that could have been the game for me. Which is, guys, we need money. Okay, cool. We're going to do these big jobs, and you're going to put the money back in the camp, and then that catalog's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to make a camp, then we're going to build a house, then we're going to build a... Do you know what I mean? Like, that to me, I loved. I love that aspect of the game. Because you go out robbing people, you're not getting that much money from them. You go out robbing shops, you're not getting that much money from them. And the story was helping that progress. You were getting a big chunk come in, and the camp was getting half, and you were getting a ton, and you're like, oh, what do I do with it? Oh, do you know what? I gave $2,000. I'm going to give you $2,000 of my money, people, because I love you guys. Some of you I want to die, but I love you guys. I want this to be something, and I'm trying to build it up. And it all comes to nothing. It all doesn't matter in the end, pretty much. It's like, you're Arthur Morgan, and you are on this story, and this story is going to play out to this way, and I don't even feel like there's much, like, we talk about Telltale, we all come back to the same ending, right?
Yeah.
But we all do it a different way.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption isn't even that. Red Dead isn't even that. Red Dead is, we are all getting the exact same experience, and we're all going to come across, we're going to do it in a really smart way, as if you feel like things are happening, like you'll be riding along and someone needs a cure, and that's super dope, or you're going to suck the venom out for him, or I had this one side mission where there was a guy whose horse run off with his leg, and he was a war veteran, and I was like, that's really cool. But I then died, reloaded my save, went nowhere near that point and come across that guy again. I'm like, this isn't magic. Or technically it is magic. It is magic because it's sleight of hand. It's so smart. Like, that aspect of the game is smart, but see, when you see behind the curtain a little bit, it's not as fun.
Exactly. That's why a magician never tells you how they do their tricks.
It does his trick. Exactly. It just, I don't know. I was never going to be the 10 out of 10, this is game of the year, because Red Dead 1 just didn't get me like that. Like I say, from a graphics point, amazing. From a world building point, amazing. I liked Arthur Morgan. I liked the way he was. I liked the way he wrestled with his decisions. I liked the story. If I'm being honest with you, I enjoyed what I got there from a story perspective. But I just didn't like how it was very much a straight and narrow story. I didn't feel like I added to the story. I wasn't part of the story. I was watching the story play out. I was pretty much... You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm playing cool. Bang, 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 bang. It didn't matter. I could have been good. I could have been bad. It just didn't matter. None of it mattered.
Yeah, it's a different thing from, like, say, like an actual linear single-player story where you're not making choices in the game. Whereas in Red Dead 2, if you're making choices in the game, then those choices still come to nothing. It's like...
That should mean something. If I'll compare it to Resident Evil for me. It's like, cool, you know the story, you're getting there, you're progressing, boom, 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 done. Cool. No problem, I get it. Red Dead is, you can go off and do what you want, and I'm sure there's a ton that I've missed. A ton, an absolute ton. And some people can come back with me, email in my Xbox and Me podcast at gmail.com and say, well, you should have done more side stuff, you should have just tried to get through the story, yada. But I don't think the side stuff was that good anyway. So, I don't know. People have said they love the game and more power to them, but me, I'm probably, if I had to score it, probably like a 7, 8, 7.5.
Still high.
I mean, because from the sheer technical point of it. Have you played, whereabouts are you up to, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't even know. I haven't played it for a while. Like, since we talked last, I kept trying to get into it, but it was the gameplay. It was just, I'd play it for an hour. I'd start, and I'd be like, yeah, Red Dead, awesome, looks great, sounds great, like, and then I'd play it for about an hour, and then I'd be like, I'm really frustrated by how bad the controls are in this game.
Yeah. Oh, the controls are awful.
I'm gonna go and play something else now.
Fair enough. Shall we get into the topic of the show this week?
Let's do it. I mean, how long have we been going?
We've been going for a while. Microsoft rumored they're releasing a diskless Xbox One console in 2019. Microsoft is reportedly developing a diskless version of the Xbox One console. According to Thorok via Eurogamer, it's thought this diskless Xbox One will join the Microsoft line of existing current-gen hardware rather than being a next-gen launch, and may be releasing as early as spring Q2 2019. As it will only be able to play digital games, it could cost as much as $100 less than its present system. Blah, 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 blah. In order to... they're going to be doing a digital to disc, a disc to digital program that you can go in and trade in your physical games for digital codes. There's no word on that, whether that is free or whether it's going to cost money. It's Microsoft. It will cost money, I can assure you. Anyway, this came out. It was hyped up for a little bit on Twitter. Then it came out, the news. What do you make of it? How'd you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think?
It's just another option, right? You get a cheaper Xbox. If you've got a good internet connection and you're not bothered about having physical games, then it's a good cheap entryway into the Xbox ecosystem.
For me, I'm all for this, as you know. If they can get the price point down cheap enough, I can have one in every room. I know that sounds stupid.
It's an Xbox.
But it's like, all right, cool. I can have one in the bedroom. Haley's still got the OG one. She always wanted a white Xbox One X. I was like, I'm not buying you one. You don't use it enough, yada, yada. For this reason, it's like, all right, cool. She already plays most of her games digitally. So... she's got Game Pass, she's got EA Access, she's a casual gamer. On the off chance that she does want to play whatever, cool. If we've got to buy it, we'll buy it. Usually we're going to buy it in a sale anyway,
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way Hayley buys games. So for her, this is like the perfect console. The thing is with me is I don't know if I need it for an Xbox One,
Yeah.
but whether I need it for an Xbox Scarlet.
Yeah.
But then that being said, with streaming coming, do I need it at all? For her. Like, for me, I'm always going to have the
console.
top of the range console with disc, because especially for work, sometimes you get sent discs and stuff like that. Like, you can't be like, oh, actually, especially when you're as small as we are, it's like we can't be like,
Excuse
digital
me,
codes
sir.
only, please. Yeah, no, it's not how it works.
You get what you
if
get.
If they send you Assassin's Creed Odyssey Ubisoft with a disc, you better fucking have a reason to play
You say
it.
thank you.
Yeah, exactly. But I like the idea from a business perspective. If they can undercut the PlayStation, they might get more sales. I think that...
Be an interesting, like, sorry to interrupt you. It'll be an
No,
interesting
you're fine.
optics almost, because they'll if they brought out this discless console, it's kind of like reminds me of the Xbox 360 arcade machine, with the small hard drive.
Yeah.
They'd undercut them and have the cheapest entry point into the console market, but then they also got at the other end they've got the most powerful console in the world, so they've
the
got
most
it at both
expensive.
ends, right?
Exactly.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's... The problem is, I think, is explaining it to people. And it has to come with a minimum of 3 months of Game Pass. It has to. Because I do think that it's going to be like, alright, so... Because, like I said in my video, I know people who still don't even know there's an Xbox Marketplace. Just don't know it exists. And that's like, because they don't explore the dashboard. It's literally turn on the system, put in the disc, take out the disc, put in... That's it, done. They don't know what... Excuse me, they don't know what Xbox Game Pass is. They don't know what the store is. They don't know about Mixer. They don't know about none of it. Because they're usually... I'm talking about, obviously, younger kids. Even some of my friends that do, like, play casual Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, whatever. They just don't care. I don't know if this is going to make them go, oh... And again, I don't know if it works for this generation. Maybe it does, but maybe it don't. I don't know. It depends how cheap it is.
It's probably just a way. It's like I was saying, but we've talked about this before. It's like it's the tail end of the generation. People are looking for cheap consoles so they can go back and play all of the games on the other system.
Other systems, yes.
Like I've done that before.
But does Xbox then have a compelling enough first-party lineup of games already out to warrant them buying this system?
If it was cheap enough, sure.
I mean, I think educated audiences like, well, cool, I'll buy a Game Pass. That means I'm going to get Crackdown, I'm going to get Forza Horizon 4, I'm going to get Sunset Overdrive's in there. Like, most of the games that you probably want to play exclusively, most of them, not all of them, are in there. Halo's in there, Master Chief Collection's in there. Like, so cool, yeah, this system's perfect for that. But beyond that, from a PlayStation fanboy point of view, is there any reason to have this?
Depends what you want to get out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one.
Yeah,
it's a hard one.
I mean, a lot of PlayStation fans were probably Xbox 360 fans, you know, because of the way the scale's tipped.
Yeah, true. We'll hear more about this later in Fix the Sack, so we'll talk about it there. Patreon producer this week is Mike Lynch, of course. Thank you, Mike. Without you, this show does not happen. I swear to goodness. I need to speak to you anyway. I haven't spoken to you in a while, so hope you're doing well. Let's get into the news. Jesus, this show's gone long today. The best-selling games of October 2018 in the US. The top-selling games sold so far. Goes like this. This is not just Xbox, this is all platforms, alright? Call of Duty 4, Red Dead Redemption, Far Cry 5, Marvel Spider-Man, NBA 2K19, God of War, Monster Hunter World, Madden NFL 19. Does that shape up about right for you?
Sounds about right.
Anything surprise you? Far Cry 5 surprises me.
Far Cry 5 is doing really well, but Ubisoft games generally have long sales lives at this point.
It just, to me, Far Cry 5 wasn't... Far Cry 5 was fine. I remember I got it for a review, I enjoyed it, I played it, whatever, but it was fine. It wasn't anything
Assassin's Creed Odyssey's not on that list.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey's not on that list.
That surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that the oversaturation already, you did as much as Odyssey best Assassin's Creed game to date, probably due to its game mechanics, in my opinion. But I just had Origins. I could have kept playing Origins. Like there was, my example is Haley's got Odyssey, right? Mm-hmm. And she hasn't touched it yet. Still hasn't touched it. She was like, I want to finish Odyssey. She has got double the amount of game time I have in Odyssey. In Origins, sorry. More achievements than me in Origins. I'm like, wow, you really like that game. She's like, I could keep playing that game and not even bother with Odyssey. I'm only going on Odyssey because you bought it for me. And I'm like, that was my point. That was my point. Mm-hmm. Like I could have kept playing Origins, but you brought out Odyssey, improved some things, and that's why I'll play more there. Nonetheless, top 10 best-selling games on the Xbox One this year. List goes a little bit like this: Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Forza Horizon 4, NBA 2K19, Madden 19, FIFA 19, WWE 2K19, Soul Calibur, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Soul Calibur's outsold Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I mean,
ouch.
On
Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
Still.
I mean, this list kind of surprises me.
Yeah?
Because I thought that most of the casual audience went to PlayStation, which it has. I don't have PlayStation's numbers here or their list because it just doesn't matter to us with my Xbox and me. But to see Madden, FIFA, NBA, WWE, like, those are... I mean, I've played every single one of those games, but... Oh, yeah, I played WWE 2K19. It's bad. Don't buy it. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, don't buy it. The story mode, at least. Not good.
It was
Very
funny
cheesy.
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Forgot to talk about that in What's in My Box. I've already sold it, so I just out of sight, out of mind. I was like, no. But yeah, it's just weird to see all these casual games in the top 10 list. Obviously, you still got Call of Duty, Red Dead, Odyssey is on here on the Xbox list. Forza Horizon doing really well.
Yeah, coming strong out of the gate.
Which does that not surprise you? It surprises me. I'm so surprised every time I see this game doing gangbusters numbers.
I guess it comes down to a lot of people not really knowing about Game Pass still.
Yeah, this doesn't include Game Pass. This is sold through. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that they want to own it.
Maybe. It's a fantastic game. Like if that's what you are going for, if that's what you want to play.
Yeah.
I would never have seen it outselling NBA, Madden, FIFA, because those games just sell well no matter what console platform they're on. They're always in the lists. But it's outsold them on Xbox, which surprises me. It does surprise me.
Yeah.
The top three, yeah, I'd say I would have expected that. COD, Red Dead, Assassin's Creed.
So the interesting one here is that Far Cry 5 is not on this list.
Yeah.
So it sold extremely well on PlayStation, and
PC?
very poor on... No, PC's not on this. This is not PC. This is physical only. And
PD stuff does count certain games as digital sales.
From the list that I read, and that had a list with asterisks and stuff.
Yeah, it's got like
non-digital only.
Stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. Interesting list nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's weird to think that Far Cry 5 sold that well on PlayStation compared to Xbox. That it's out, and things like Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Soul Calibur 6 are on the list. That's actually that's really strange.
Very. Don't know. Next up, Sunset Overdrive director joins Microsoft's new what's 4 A's? Quadruple A studio.
It's not a thing.
Stupid. AAA studio. Sunset Overdrive director Drew Murray has joined the so what is it? It's interactive, right?
The Initiative,
sorry. Joe, what it was that and what's the new one? In Exile?
In Exile.
I kept mixing them up, but I was like, crap, I'm going to mix it up in my head. No. The Initiative, Microsoft's new first-party studio. Murray, who worked on Ratchet & Clank and Resistance, made the announcement, and obviously Sunset Overdrive, made the announcement on Twitter today. So, yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
So, the big news here is the fact that they're getting top talent from studios, obviously. Insomniac, we've got God of War, we've got GTA, we've got some big games that have been worked on here by some top guys. Do you think this studio is actually going to produce I'm going to say it like this, Sony-like exclusive?
It's going to make a 2D narrative platformer.
Of course.
No, it's cool.
What do you expect from it? I think that's probably going to predictions episode at the end of the year. I think we're going to do one.
I
just don't know. I don't know what to expect.
It's uncharted territory, but Xbox needs.
You did that on purpose, right?
Don't know what you're talking about. They need a game, at least like one game in development to sort of be that Spider-Man or God of War that everybody's still
Last of Us,
still talking
Horizon
about.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, people are still talking about Horizon, The Last of Us, Uncharted 4, like
Detroit Become Human.
Lost Legacy, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah,
like all those games.
It's been a weird generation.
Yeah. It's cool that they're getting all this talent on. Like, I'm always happy to see it, but like, it'd be nice to like hear something about the game.
So, I left it off this piece of news, and I don't really want to talk about it because I'm going to talk about it next week. Again, because the way we record, I had to save some news for next week because otherwise I have nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about because it's like
obviously, yeah. Sony's not at E3, so we're going to go into more depth on that next week. Do you think that Xbox just come out? I don't want to go too much into it, but just answer this: do you think Xbox comes out swinging with everything, even games that are not ready?
They came out swinging on Twitter like immediately after the news broke, right? So like, I mean, it's theirs to lose at this point. Like, they're gonna have pretty much like them and Nintendo, like as the console manufacturers, are gonna have the whole week of just to themselves. Like, there's gonna be no PlayStation narrative whatsoever. The best part about actually, I'll get into that next week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Skybound has announced that it and previous team members of Telltale Games, they are working on the final season of The Walking Dead. In a statement from Skybound, it promised that the release date for the final 2 episodes would be coming shortly, and that those who already purchased the season pass will not need to pay again. Well, no shit, I'd be fuming if that was the case.
That would be ridiculous, right? Yeah, like, oh, but you need to buy them. You what?
Yeah, trust me. Quote, thank you for your patience while we worked with Telltale to take control of Telltale's The Walking Dead. It's been a ton of work.
Shit, I'd switch tabs.
Logistically and legally to get us to a place where we're able to roll up our sleeves and actually get to work. After Telltale shut its doors, the game was unfortunately unable to be worked on, and hence the release date for episode 3 and 4 have been delayed. But we're excited to let you know that many of the talented, passionate team who originally worked on the game are resuming development efforts today. Soon as we announce the release dates for the 2 remaining episodes, it's likely that previous seasons of the game may be unavailable to purchase for a few days as we transition, but don't panic. We'll have everything back online as soon as possible. If you already purchased Season 4, you will not have to pay again. Future episodes will be available to download as soon as they release via your original point of purchase. So, a happy ending?
Happy as you can get. Like, it's just probably the best.
You're still out of a job, but you get to finish the project that
and get paid and have health insurance.
And you're paid. Yeah. So, happy ending?
Best case scenario.
I guess so. We can skip that next one. Xbox Game Pass gets preloading. Xbox Game Pass subscribers now have the ability to preload and pre-install games. As soon as they are playable as released. This is actually huge.
Yeah.
This is actually really big because this was one of the annoying things about when Forza or whatever else drops.
Yeah.
Not to say that if it's in Game Pass, I always play it like a day early anyway because I switched my Xbox to New Zealand. So, is that against term of service? Maybe. Are you going to grass me up? No. You cowards. You ain't doing nothing. Don't do it, Amy. Don't do it. One of our biggest asks we've had for Xbox Game Pass was to allow preload/pre-install, so you can download and be ready the second launch happens. Xbox Program Management Corporation Vice President Mike Ibarra tweeted yesterday, it's available now and starts with Crackdown 3 on Xbox and Windows. So, the most anticipated game of the year.
He said
Of next
Xbox
year.
and Windows.
What did I say?
No, he said it. The Game Pass.
Yeah, it's coming to Windows, isn't it?
I suppose. Did they confirm that? Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah. It wasn't a rumor. This is awesome. Get back on track.
I mean, this is huge.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I think
It was.
I've
Go
been
on.
asking for this since Game Pass
I think it
came
was
out.
always that asterisk against it, wasn't it? It was like, why would I play it on Game Pass? I can't preload it. That's just like one thing you could have said. But now it's like, okay, and I can preload games, and Crackdown's installed now, and I don't have to worry about it. It's done.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll
everyone
be
gotta worry
like.
about it.
I mean, I'll hypothetically sit down on release day and be like, I could play Crackdown immediately.
I mean, I've got it installed, and I'm still hypothetically going to sit down and be like, oh, okay, I'll check this out, maybe.
But it's good. It was super annoying when like Forza Horizon 4 came out, and I had it on. Obviously, I was gonna play it through Game Pass, and it was like 50 gigabytes, and it was like, well, shit, that's not gonna be able to download today.
Yeah. It's annoying, but it's one of them things. Amy, big one.
Fix.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally done.
I believe it when I see it.
It's finally done.
I'll
They've
believe
said
it when I
it.
see it.
More than 5 years after it was announced, development on Kingdom Hearts 3 has wrapped. Games director Tetsuya
Tetsuya
No-
Nomura.
Wait, say it again.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Tetsuya Nomura. Okay. I can see that. Okay. Said today, and after a series of delays, it appears the game will make its previous announced date of January 29th, 2019. Nomura confirmed the game's completion in a tweet posted on the official Kingdom Hearts Twitter account. Square Enix also released the Together cinematic trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, which has been playing in movie theaters. The trailers highlights the new and returning worlds featuring the new Kingdom Hearts, including those based on Frozen, Hercules, Toy Story, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Are you excited for Kingdom Hearts? I've played it, guys. I'm not bragging, but I've played it.
I'm going to be playing so much Resident Evil 2 when that comes out.
Oh.
Like, I might forget that it exists.
I'm crazy, boys. I'm crazy. It's like, someone said that to me the other day. It's like, oh, when Resident Evil 2 drops, what are you going to do? Like, you can still play other games? I'm like, no. No. I won't be. I'll be playing Resident Evil 2 over and over and over and over.
But Amy, you've already been streaming for 48 hours straight. You've got to stop.
Yes.
I'll never stop.
No. If it's as good as
Resident
what
Evil
I've played, there's gonna be no, I'm gonna destroy that game.
If it's as good as it looked at E3, and it's as good as you said it was when you played it, I'm not gonna have a choice.
Nope. But it is a weird one because it's like, for work, for MC Fixer, take MC Fixer out of this, like, my Xbox and me, take all that out of it. Corey would be sat in front of his 4K TV that he hopefully has, playing it. Imagine this game 4K.
So, you got a spare bedroom, couch, or something, right?
I got a settee. I got a settee.
That'll do.
But yeah, like, I'm just gonna sit there and play this game over and over and over and over again.
It's one of the
But
few
for
games.
work, it's like Kingdom Hearts is coming, Devil May Cry is coming. It's like crap. Other things I've got to play.
It's one of the few games I'm actually going to buy just because I know I'll want to play it and play it and play it.
I'm gonna own it so many times. PlayStation, Xbox, physical Xbox,
Switch,
physical PlayStation.
PC.
If it come,
Scarlet,
is it
PS5. I don't know. Is it? Must be.
Just
I'm going to look it up.
got a copy of Code Veronica right next to me right now.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to hook my PlayStation up to my capture card. So
Why
I
don't
can
you
do
just buy it on PS3?
Resident Evil 3.
Oh, free!
Yeah. Because I want to do all of them.
I want to do all of them, but I can't. Yeah, I've got the same problem.
3's
I
like
can't-
the sticking point.
I can't. Well, you can't even get 2. 2's not on. I've got 3 on,
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I
PS
wasn't thinking of that
Classics.
because of the remake. You're right.
but 2 you can't play anywhere. Because what I wanted to do in January is I was going to play every single one, like starting from the OG one on PS1 to the remake, like do it like OG remake 2, can't do obviously that 3, 4, but I was going to do 4 on like Wii and then GameCube and then like I was going to do them all because I've got them all.
Umbrella Chronicles with the light gun shooting on the Wii.
I've still never finished that game. There's actually a lot of Resident Evil games I've never finished. None of the the Wii ones I've never finished.
No. Outbreak.
I played them. I own them. Never finished them. Resident Evil Revelations 1. I played like 10 minutes and never finished. I heard it's pretty good as well.
It's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah.
Revelations 2 I finished, but didn't do the DLC. Like, this... Oh, man.
It is coming out
Let's
on
do it
PC.
now. It is coming PC.
Yeah. Should we
So
just
I've
start the
got-
podcast off?
I mean...
Resident Evil, right? Some of the Resident Evil games are still in Game Pass as well, right?
Let's talk about Game Pass. It's a great. 7 games leaving Xbox Game Pass at the end of November. Xbox One, Brothers, The Tale of Two Sons, Casey Powell's The Cross 16, Resident Evil 0, Sherlock Holmes, The Daughter's Devil, The Techromancer, and This War of Mine, The Little Ones. And on the Xbox 360, Mega Man 10.
Resident Evil 0.
It's gone. Resident
gone.
Evil 1 went. Now Resident
Yeah.
Evil 0 is gone. Does that mean you reckon we get maybe 4 and 6?
Maybe. When a Resident Evil game will probably go into Game Pass in January, right? Like,
So
not
the
2,
only-
but...
No, 6 is in there, so it'd be 5. It'd be 4 and 5.
The
There's
4?
not, 4 and 5
4?
are not in there.
4? You would put 4
4
in there,
sucks.
right?
4 sucks. Don't at me.
I
Ruin
mean,
Resident Evil
it's,
forever.
it's better than 6.
I mean, that's like comparing... I don't
And
want to say what I about
what
to
was
say.
it? Operation Raccoon City.
I've got that as well. Do you know what I've even got? The one that come out on PC, the Umbrella Corpse multiplayer.
Yep. I
I've
did
got
a
that,
review
never
of that
played
and
it,
everything.
But I just have to have
Oh.
it. Like, what was I going to do? Not buy it?
Oh.
I couldn't not buy it, guys. Like, come on. Anyway, Xbox Games with Gold for November announced. Battlefield 1 from November 1st to November 30th. Race to the Sun, November 16th to December 15th. Assassin's Creed, you can no longer get. And Dante's Inferno from November 16th to November 30th. Fixer Sack is a thing where people can email in. Amy, where can they email in?
My Xbox and Me podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, that was my Xbox and Me podcast at gmail.com. If you want to email in, let's talk. This show has already gone long, so we're not going to do this week's email. I will save it for next week. Jonathan, don't worry, I've got you. Amy, let's plug, and get ourselves out of it. What you got to plug this week?
Twitch.tv/words about games.
Do you talk about games?
I do talk about games. I say many words about games. But I've started streaming Final Fantasy VII. I'm doing a 100% run of Final Fantasy VII every, Saturday.
Oh.
I've decided to take some time to play, because you always talk about, right? Oh, I'd love to play this game again, or oh, I'd love to play this game that I never played that when it came out. And I've decided to just say, fuck it, I'm going to make some time and I'm going to do it. And I've started with FF7.
You haven't got a fiance though.
No, definitely not. If I had other things in my life, no way would that happen. So I'm taking advantage while I've got the opportunity.
My problem is, yeah, trust me, just don't get married, don't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Just don't do it.
It's not on the list right now.
Yeah, don't. Cool. You can follow me at MC Fixer on everything, pretty much. The big one we're pushing though is Patreon. Patreon.com/MC Fixer. I think I say it every week, and people, I've had these weird messages as of lately, of people that think that I'm better off than what I actually am.
That you're rich because you're on Patreon and Twitch, yeah.
Do you know what I think it might be? I think it might be the fact, because I do it full time, people assume that I make a full-time wage. And that's not the case. It's just the fact that I have a very, 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 I could keep saying this all the time, supportive fiance that believes in me enough to get me to full-time money one day. So if you have got a couple of bucks, I know a lot of people that I've reached out to is oh yeah, I was going to do it, but I'm just lazy. And I message them, I'm like, hey, what do I have to do to get you in? They're like, oh, I'll do it now. If you're that person and you're listening to this, please, I beg you, patreon.com/MCFixer. Pull over the car, drop a couple of bucks. It changes my life. Every single person that supports. So thank you. If you got Twitch Prime, you got Amazon Prime, pull over your car again and subscribe to me. And if you ain't subscribing to this guy, subscribe to that one. You good?
I'm always good, you know me.
Until next time, I'll love you, leave, and see you all later. Bye!